right, welcome along to the Bulls and the Sharks from the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre in Pukekohe. It's the final game of round 11 of the NZNBL, and another good crowd in to this quaint venue. Man, they have great support, and it is always, always loud. Hello everyone, Andrew Mulligan and Casey Frank on hand for this one. Casey, this game, these two teams match up really, really well.
Especially without their big man in the middle. No Tyrell Harrison for the Bulls as well as DKP, and no Alex Pledger for the Sharks. So that gives an equilibrium to the size. It's all going to be about heart. It's all going to be about hustle this evening.
And it's good news for Tyrell Harrison. His cast is off. He's getting mobility and strength back into that broken wrist he sustained a couple of months ago, and he should be back in time for the end of the regular season. All right, this is what round 11 has looked at until this point. And it started on Thursday night. The Rams went to the Nuggets and beat them at the Edgar Center. The Giants got a win over the Hawks on Friday night. Mika Vakona's number 14 hangs in the rafters at Trafalgar Center as well. The Airs had a good win over the Jets last night, and the Tuatara took care of the Sharks team in the fourth quarter. And the Saints and the Airs, with a couple of seconds to go, the Saints holding on against the Airs in the fourth period there. And of course, we've got this game here. And here is the Sharks starting five, spearheaded by the incomparable Jeremy Kendall. He has been outstanding for the Southland Sharks team. Burden, Inga, Anticevic, and Cunningham match up really well for the Bulls. And for Jeremy Kendall, he is the point of contact for everything they do offensively.
Absolutely, everything runs through him. 1.5 points per shot. You see the raw numbers there, 25 points, just under 25 per game, 54% from the field. But 43% of the time he has the ball in hands, it's an assist. That's why he's at 9.2. You have to guard him on the pass and the score, and he is so good at both.
Certainly was. Had 29 and 9 assists last night against the Tuatara in the loss. He caught up with Casey before we went to air.
Well, Jeremy, coming off a difficult loss last night where you guys really put yourself in position, but just didn't get it done down the stretch. What can you learn from that can carry over into today's game?
Look, a lot of positives to take from last night. You know, we played a great brand of basketball for three and three quarters and a bit. So, you know, they're the #1 team for a reason. And we watched film. We got a chance to talk about the fourth quarter and what went wrong, what we could have changed. So hopefully moving forward, we can change some things and keep our composure a little better.
And then looking at your guys' own performance defensively in the last 4 losses, giving up over 100 points per game, how can you slow that down and keep the screws on a Franklin Bulls team that's been good offensively?
Yeah, you know we have to do a job defensively. We're the #1 offensive team in the league. We just got to get to a level defensively. And if we can do that, I think we can win some games down this last little few game stretch. We haven't gotten a roll this season yet, so hopefully we can string a few in a row, 3 or 4, and give ourselves a chance to make finals.
Appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
That race is heating up to make the finals, and the Bulls are sitting pretty. A win tonight will put them into the 3rd spot. We'll show you the ladder as the game progresses. Ricky McGill and Isaac Davidson, who just was presented with his 50th game for the Bulls shirt in the league, and Jared Wilson frame into the starting spot as well. Brantley and Futu up front. These two teams match up really, really nicely. And for Dan Futu, he is very, very good on the open floor, but they want him to hustle hard, don't they, Casey?
Well, they've asked him to play out of position this season. He came in to be a bit of a 3, and now he's got to play the center position right now. 16 points, 7.8 rebounds per game. But it's been much improved as of late after a slow start, especially in terms of efficiency. He has really picked it up the last couple of games, and coming off 19 points and 16 rebounds against the Tuatara last game out, which we saw right here in front of us, some of those highlights where he was just fantastic with the ball in hand all night long, Andrew.
Yeah, he attacked the defense of the Tuatara, read the matchups well, spotted up from behind the arc, and Dan Futu did a world of good on the glass. It just was not going to be, and this is what the Tuatara do. They close games out really well.
They absolutely do because of the way they defend. They're the 2nd best defense overall in the league, but in terms of putting pressure on the ball, they are #1. They really struggle, teams doing that.
Franklin Pool in Leisure Centre. Welcome along to our Sky Sport viewers who have come over from the Saints Airs game. The Saints getting the win at home as well. Dan Fotu, he caught up with Casey before we went to air as well.
Well, Dan, coming into a game against the Southland Sharks with Jeremy Kendall, leader of the opposition, one of the better scoring guards in the competition. What do you guys do to slow him down and keep him contained?
All we got to do, I think, is to not run back, but sprint back into the paint, show some bodies. When he's coming off the pick and roll, just make sure we're getting up on him and not letting him get to that space and get a shot off. And yeah, just pack the paint and make sure we wall off when he tries to drive aggressively like he does.
And the last few games for the Bulls, it seems like you guys have really picked up the transition game, looked to push things a little bit more. Is that part of the game plan going forward, or you guys still want to be that half-court grinded-out team?
No, we definitely want to get back on defense and stop some early points in transition. Dan has been talking about it all week, about sprinting back, so that's why I'm saying it so much right now. But yeah, we do want to take pride in our half-court D, but we're getting better at our transition D, and we hang our head on defense as well, yeah.
Thanks for your time. Good luck today, Dan.
Thank you.
He is towing the Dan Sokolowski line, that is for sure. Here is the head-to-head. The official stats partner of the NZNBL is the TAB.
And what you see there is possession. First in rebounds for the Bulls, first in steals for the Bulls, and third in offensive rebounds. Those extra possessions really add up. If the Sharks are able to take care of the basketball and control the defensive glass, they will put themselves in great position to get this win, but they have to be careful, especially when Ricky McGill is in those passing lanes or on the ball, because no one is better at sniping the ball than he is.
We're about to get this game underway. The Bulls at home up against the Sharks, doing the 0-9 double. They lost last night. The Bulls had a game against the Tuatara last Sunday. Back at it again. Southland with the ball. Jeremy Kendall, everything runs through him.
And interesting, you got Jamal Brantley on Jeremy Kendall using that size and strength to keep him out of the key. And he gets a quick foul right away with the grab. Tried to get away with one. Jeremy Kendall goes for the push-off, and there was a bit of a grab underneath. Not where you want to get your first foul that quickly.
Jamal Brantley, he makes every foul count. There's Inga on the baseline cut. Tisevich up high, the Australian looking for the American and Kendall. Burton goes left hand on Ricky McGill, drops it off for Cunningham, who just lost it a little bit low, and it will be Bulls ball.
Like the offense from the Sharks, though, patient. They're working it from side to side and then penetrating, looking for that extra pass. Really making this Bulls team get into extra rotations. You gotta try and tire them out.
Bulls fans on their feet, waiting for their first basket. Ricky McGill up high, here comes Fotu. Fotu run into the hoop, but it's McGill using that wide body as a blocker. And McGill just pulls up and it drops. Inga. Tisevich banging down on Jared Wilson frame. Inga on the drive. Wants to take Isaac Davidson on the block. Kicks it out, and there's Ricky McGill. He's the league leader and steals at around 2.5. And he finds Dan Fotu. Somebody please control the dribble. Wilson frame and rhythm.
Not exactly how you drew it up. Interesting matchups on this end for the Sharks. Because of Brantley guarding Kendall, there's guards on some of these bigs. I'd like to see him take advantage of Tisevich in the post.
Wilson frame on Kendall now. Going to Cunningham. He's going to face up on Dan Fotu. Fall away from Josh Cunningham, gets the roll.
He is feeling good offensively, was really productive at times before some foul trouble ate him against the Tuatara yesterday.
Dan Fotu with a layup.
Nice drop-off pass right into the finish. He didn't have to put it all on the ball on the floor to get the left up off the glass.
Kendall. Davidson on him. Cunningham with the steal. Excuse me, the screen. Fotu wanted the foul. And did not happen. And Jeremy Kendall is saying flop to Dan Fotu. He nails the three.
To me, that wasn't a flop. There certainly was contact. Whether or not it was a charge, I don't know. But Kendall took advantage of the fact it wasn't.
Ricky McGill takes Jeremy Kendall off the dribble, and he's fouled. He'll shoot 2.
Jeremy Kendall, I like it. The competitiveness. Letting Dan Fotu know, you get up, young fella. You get up after this one. We take a look at it. See the shoulder right into the chest there? Yeah, I think it should have been a charge, taking it a look at it from that other angle. But here we see Jeremy Kendall tearing Dan Fotu up, and he gets a little, I won't call it a wry smile, more a different kind of smile, one that comes right before a heavy screen.
McGill at the line, 69%. This is the first from the TAB strike.
And most of the games has been great, has had a couple of games where he struggled a little bit down the stretch, but he does have an affinity for getting there. He needs to lift that level of conversion.
Strokes the second.
A lot of trust in Anticevich here to take the ball up against Davidson.
Davidson dialed in. He's moving his feet. Fotu all over Cunningham as well. And a very good defensive unit. Dan Fotu, too aggressive though on that play.
Well, he takes the shoulder into the chest, and maybe you get a charge on that one, but when he doesn't get it, you watch this right hand, it drops down and fouls, gets it on the arm, and that's why he gets the whistle. Not quite in good enough position to get the charge call, and compounds that by getting the foul, putting Cunningham to the line, and a chance to take the lead here.
Well, both these teams contrasted styles of offense. Last month, Southland Sharks offensive rating of 120.3. It is 120 points per 100 possessions. That's high. The Bulls 101.9. They are a slower paced team, the Bulls though. Southland do have a lot of trouble stopping teams. And their defensive rating is 118.9. So that's how much they concede per 100 possessions.
Always going to be tough for the Bulls to look good in the advanced statistics because they don't shoot the ball from deep well, and they don't shoot enough of them. They're just in the lower half of the league. I think it's last overall in three-point rate, and because of that, that efficiency is always going to be low.
But as Davidson misses that, they're 8-4, and they're 4th on the ladder. So
it's all about the wins, baby.
Stats be damned.
That's the stat that matters.
Exactly. Win tonight, now we'll go up to the third. Kendall hanging down on Davidson. Good defense, Isaac Davidson again. Again, it's Kendall with 5 now. Just to get it up, he does over Jared Wilson. Freeman, Jeremy Kendall had 22 seconds of all of that.
So many feints that really makes it difficult to be the point of attack defender. You're worried about the pass, you're worried about the dribble, and then he just hits that little leaner.
Wilson frame, oh, that's nice.
Speaking of a leaner, Jared Wilson frame looks pure with the stroke on the baseline there. Great elevation as well to take away shot blocking abilities.
Burton. They led by as much as 12 last night, the Sharks over the Tuatara. It just fell apart. With about 2.5 to go in the fourth. Cunningham.
Tried the big boy, but Brantley was up to the challenge and gets the rebound afterwards.
Here is Brantley. 4-2 on the glass. Brantley with another rebound for the Bulls. Tipped away by Angus, stays with the Franklin Bulls. 12 on the shot clock.
But those are the
rebound.
Possessions that the Sharks have to find a way to close down. They did just enough defensively, but then let 3 offensive rebounds come back afterwards. The defense was good enough, but this is why you're last in the league in defensive efficiency to go along with your grade O.
Ricky McGill with the left hand, close by the defensive Kendall.
Well, that was pretty. A little switch in mid-air and flicks it off the glass.
Jeremy Kendall, he has put up some numbers this season. He's at a 45-point game. He's dished out 20 assists in a game. He is second in MVP voting behind Rob Lowe. He gets Dan Fotu all the way up. As Cunningham and Davidson are tied up, and Inga has it, puts it up, can't get it. And Tisevich, he can't get it, so he gets it back and goes up again. And finally, Southland have the toughest 2 you'll see in a while.
Love the work rate, staying on the glass. Josh Cunningham refusing to be boxed out to start that extra possession flurry. And Brandon Tisevich finishing it off.
Here's McGill crossing up.
That's quick.
He almost broke his own ankles. It was so quick. Here's Fotu going around. Anticevic. Oh, that's nice from Dan Fotu. And it counts.
Since the beginning of the season, he's got into a position where when he puts the ball on the floor, he's doing it definitively. 2 dribbles right at the rim. He's not exploring around and thinking about what I might be able to do. He's making a decision. He's attacking and taking advantage of his athletic gifts and the strength and speed department to get that finish at the rim and the N1 on top of it. Off to the TAB to try and make it 3.
Fotu. Looking forward to the Breakers season. After this NZNBL, Sal's NBL season, converts the 3-point play. Bulls extending their pressure after the make.
And I like the pressure, especially if they're going to have Van Anticevic try and be the ball handler, really test him, make him dribble all 94 feet.
Kaina fires it to Kendall, operating with the big man as Kendall. Fotu picks him up. He's got 1 foul already. Kendall pretty, too strong. Anticevic again on the glass. Bulls competing though, making it difficult. Wilson frame, giving it up. Davidson in rhythm. Knocks it down.
It's a beautiful transition opportunity, well delivered by Wilson frame. But I still like what the Sharks are doing on the attack on this side, trying to take advantage of these switches when they can.
Anticevic picks up his dribble, hands it off to Burton. Fires it to Cunningham. McGill shadows with the double. Jumps out on Anticevic, who steps into a long 2. Davidson comes away with it. Looking up, he's got McGill to his left. Fotu in the middle, got a mismatch. Nice catch down low. Beautiful from the Bulls.
A couple of mismatches, timeout to the Sharks to talk about it, because they're getting a lot of cross matches in transition because of the way the Bulls are matched up. The Bulls don't mind having smalls on bigs and bigs on smalls, but when you're coming back the other way, that left Cunningham on Davidson out high and Kendall on Fotu down to the post, and that is just too much mass for the quality point guard to contain down low, as the Bulls have shot out to a 17-10 lead here.
Certainly have. The Bulls shooting 64%. Here is how the ladder looks as we head into this last game of round 11. 4 more rounds to go in the regular season after this one. And you can see the Sharks there on the outside looking in. Top 6 advance to the playoffs, the final 6 in late July. And the Sharks will get in there with a win momentarily, though. A lot has happened to the season in the ladder. And for the Bulls, they can get up into 3rd.
Well, I mean, technically they could get into 2nd if they won by 105 today.
Sorry, my bad. They could also make 2nd. That's a good point, Casey.
If they did win by 105. But when you look at Sharks, they're in great position to make a run late. We heard Jeremy Kendall saying, we just got to string some wins together, get 2-3 in a row at some point. Haven't been able to do that up to this point in the season, and that's why they're still on the outside looking in. An excellent opportunity today. But they have to take advantage of where the Franklin Bulls are letting them.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they won't be getting there to the final 6.
No.
The Trust Arena, July 20th and 23rd.
Yeah, use that QR code to get your tickets. Discounts available if you get in early as well. QR code right there on your screen. Yeah, the Sharks though, 1-4 in their last 5. Bulls 4-1. Just dropping that game for the Tuatara last weekend.
And in all of those losses for the Sharks, they've given up over 100 points per game. And no matter how efficient you are on the offensive end, if game in, game out, you're giving up triple digits, you are putting yourself in a very difficult position to try and grind out wins.
Low 100s though, Casey. Oh yeah, no need to be alarmist.
Sweet ass, just 100.
In a 40-minute game.
It's no big deal.
Jeremy Kendall, Anger with a clean look. Anticevic again on the offensive glass.
I think the Bulls are going to have to change that matchup up, because he has really given Isaac Davidson problems, not with the ball in hand, but on the offensive glass, created a lot of opportunities. Like his mindset, he's locked in right now. If you're going to try and guard me with a 2, I am going to take him down to the grindhouse, and I'm going to get every extra possession I can.
That is his 4th offensive rebound in this quarter. Ryan Anticevic, he is a double-double threat for the Sharks. Averages just over 15, 8.5 rebounds. Shooting 88% from the TAB foul line this season.
And that's what you have to do. If teams are willing to switch on you, you have to punish them for that. At times, Jeremy Kendall has had good looks against bigs, but those bigs, if you've got a guard on you and that shot goes up, you have an advantage on the offensive glass, and you have to make it work for you.
Ben Hall and Johnny Helu in the game for the Sharks. Brantley and Tisevich did such a good job of going straight up, but it stays with the Bulls.
Athletic attack by Jamal Brantley there. Gets twisted in the air, can't find the contact, but they retain possession. And Dan Sokolowski, he's got some good baseline OBs. Let's see if he creates something here.
Jaden Bazant with the ball off the bench. 4 to shoot over Ben Hall. Brantley again making himself a nuisance. Now he's picked up Jeremy Kendall. Tisevich again playing point forward in this game in his first quarter. Shoots it. It's a long two. Isaac Davidson just couldn't control it, and it stays with the Southland Sharks.
The efficiency offensively isn't there for the Sharks right now. They're struggling a little bit to find the iron, going 4 for 12 from the field, or 4 for 13 now. But what they are doing is outworking. They're keeping pressure on the glass, and they're refusing to settle when those shots miss.
Matt Freeman out there for the Bulls. Brantley has the rebound. Wilson Frame streaking up ahead. Davidson drops it off. Wilson Frame, this is nice from the Bulls in transition. They're looking good. He misses that. He read the play nicely for the Bulls. Those opportunities come. Kendall up high. Another look. Freeman on the switch. Davidson with the rebound.
Jeremy Kendall's looking for an advantage when he can. That switch came out a little bit late. The quick shot, just to get him thinking about it next time he comes off it.
Southland 4 of 15. Freeman with a seal on Kendall. And he's asking for a help or at least a switch.
And possibly a 3-second call. He was in there for a long time. You need a bit more ball pressure to make that a more difficult pass against your guard.
Tisevich going at Freeman. Puts the moves on him, and Freeman picks up the personal foul.
And Grant Tisevich has come out with a lot of aggression here in this one. He's struggling a little bit from the floor. Just 1 for 5 right now. But his work on the glass and his ability with the ball in hand is taking a little bit of that load off of Jeremy Kendall and letting him get a rest during the game.
The Bulls call timeout here with 1:37 to go. And Dan Sokolowski and the Bulls want to talk about the 7-point lead.
Hey, what do I want to talk? Hold on, I'm speaking now. What do I want to talk about?
Rebounding.
What the fuck, guys? We're literally never in rotation. We've been switching everything.
It's because I know I've given up one, and I think others have. Yo, this is shit we do.
But we haven't needed to. We haven't been firing.
No, we have.
Perimeter.
When all stunts on the posts.
That, go back and gang rebound. And Tisevich looks like fucking Hakeem Olajuwon. And what? Ricky.
What an honor for Grant Tisevich.
I would have gone with Moses. I would have gone with Moses Malone. And
Yeah.
to start, you know, with the offensive rebounds, but you know what you can't go wrong with?
You can't go wrong with that, a large cup pepperoni pizza.
Talking about rebounds.
Yes, that's the online code. Oh, it's all falling into place.
Coach Dan Sokolowski, he knows what's up.
You know what? I had a sales pizza last night, Casey.
Did you?
Yeah. Me and the kids shared it. Well, it's so good.
You and the kid shared it, Balls.
Half cheese, half pepperoni. I shared half of my pizza before.
Love a slice. Oh, I had a slice today. It was my pregame meal here at the local store in Pukekohe. When I say a slice, I mean 2 and a pepperoni roll.
Apologies for the language in that timeout. It's the beauty of being afforded the opportunity to go into the timeouts.
He faked us out, too, on the first one. He gave us the
He did.
slow play, pulled it back. But that was a great comparison there. Hakeem Olajuwon.
Like mid-90s Hakeem.
Peak dream.
Also, maybe a little bit of Steven Adams, one of the better offensive rebounders in today's game as well. Tisevich, this is both.
And they don't get to the free throw line a lot. So when they do get there, they have to do a better job of taking advantage. 2 misses there keeps us at 7 points and not where you want to be in the first quarter.
Nice play between Brantley, McGill, and Freeman.
Yeah, the recognition from Ricky McGill on the other side with the excellent flash and the touch no-look pass to get it inside to Freeman on the high-low.
Now let's see if they choose violence on the defensive glass here, the Bulls. Kendall. 7 to shoot, under a minute to go in this quarter. The pull-up and the key, it's good. Jeremy Kendall getting to work. He's got 8 now.
Anticevich was still in there for the opportunity. Love Kendall in that mid-range. He's finding his space.
Bazant wide open. You can't leave Jaden Bazant open like that.
Well, need better communication on the screen. Somebody has to go out to challenge him. If not, he takes his time.
Kendall going for a 2-for-1. Misses that. McGill with the rebound.
A chance here to slow it down or go for the quickie. They choose neither.
McGill. Oh, in his bag on that one.
Well, he has been terrific going to the cup today. That burst of speed, that can be electric when called upon.
Anticevich, he's doing everything at the moment. He and Kendall. 8 to go in this quarter. Cunningham to Kendall. 4. Kendall finds Cunningham. Up and under. Beautiful execution from the Sharks on that play. And that'll close it up to 10, 26-16. And it's the Bulls up at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. We'll be back after the break.
Roll down.
Welcome back to the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. It is the home team up 10 over the Southland Sharks, who played last night in a loss against the Tuatara. And this Bulls team looking to go into 3rd place on the ladder after 1 quarter of basketball. Looking good. Need more rebounding, need more action on the glass, according to Dan Sokolovsky. Guy Malloy, head coach of the Southland Sharks, joins us. Thanks for your time, Coach. Grant Anticevich playing the point forward, is that by design?
Well, we think we've got some opportunities. Our bigs can handle the ball pretty well to get some inverted screens. Yeah, it's just a way we can get some early penetration because we know there's a lot of attention on Jeremy.
Speaking of that attention, we're seeing a lot of switching and some cross matches by the Franklin Bulls there. Are you happy to have Jeremy Kendall try and take advantage of that small, big advantage on the perimeter, or would you like to see it pounded inside occasionally?
Yeah,
trying to do their guards.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to pump it inside a little bit more than what we have been. And yeah, we want to find that action, but we're also pretty stagnant on the weak side, and we're looking for the ball to come inside, back outside, and then to get to work on the secondary penetration.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time, Coach. Appreciate it. As Johnny Helu ties up for 2.
And I like that mindset from Coach Guy Malloy, and it's a good strategy. You want to work that ball into in from the perimeter to the interior, kick it back out, swing it around, and make this Bulls get into rotations. You want to get them tired because they commit to the ball, they commit to drives, and if you can get them to commit 2 or 3 times, that's when you start to find cracks in the defense.
Fotu at the line. He's got 7 in that first quarter. This is the first from the TAB. Kendall, he has 8. Just the 1 assist for Kendall. Tisovic, 6 rebounds. 4 of them on the offensive glass.
Love that kind of work rate, especially when your team's down. He's had the ball in hand a lot, but he's still finding the energy to do the extra work.
Now he drives on Matt Freeman and gets him on the hand. Gets him on the arm, does Matt Freeman, and that is his second.
And Granit Tisovic has recognized what's coming at him pretty well there. He knows when Matt Freeman's on him and he gets him into the post that he feels he's got a bit of a strength advantage. Same against Isaac Davidson. When he's got the bigger bigs on him, he's got a bit of quickness advantage there. So far, what the Franklin Bulls are giving him, he's taking and using with consistency.
Isaac Davidson in the game for Freeman. Just back at the line.
It's Matt Freeman's second personal foul, only player with 2 fouls at the moment.
Makes both. He's 4 of 6. He's got 6 points. Southland in this 2-3 zone. Fotu kicking it out. Frame, Wilson Frame for 3. And that is good basketball, patient from the Bulls.
And you see the way they worked it from side to side. Started with Frame, went all the way over, but came back quickly to get that look.
Cowie. They turn it over, Burden fired it into the hands of Wilson Frame, and Helu breaks that play up between Davidson and Fotu.
Isaac Davidson just missed Dan Fotu on the early cut. If he would have just shoveled it off, probably would have had a dunk. Instead, delivered it a little bit later in the transition game. Gets knocked away. Now you have to try and score from the sideline. Well, actually, the baseline.
Jeremy Kendall in the game. Cowie takes a seat. Bazant to get us back underway. Wilson Frame driving. Pulls it back. Knocks it down. Sweep from Jared Wilson Frame.
Created some space with that. Looked like a quick first step. Instead, it's a step back. Wide open because of this athleticism.
He's got 7, now 5 in this quarter. Back-to-back buckets for the Bulls from Jared Wilson Frame. Now he's handling the Jeremy Kendall drive. Burton for 3.
Rushed that one just a bit. Had a bit more time with the reset of the shot clock.
Tisovic breaks that up.
This is a masterclass in watching guys go to work with their handwork and their positioning. Jeremy Kendall, when people are on him, he's using that offhand to shove people off, get him a little bit off balance, using the up fakes to try and find the contact. A real chess match going on out there.
Frame in the corner. Cunningham with a big rebound.
Cunningham has brought a level of physicality to the Sharks team that they were missing early in the season. Speaking of.
Misuse of physical prowess there, though.
That is well-timed to speak about that, what he has brought to this team, but they needed that toughness. They needed that. He doesn't like the call. Dan Fotu sort of sets himself up in the way. And when you're running down the court, normally you just want a little bit of time to be able to do so. He's got to be careful now, picking up his second personal.
Bazant misses that. Slow to react were Sharks on that defensive assignment of the zone. Here's Tisovic. That's the handle. Helu has it. And there's Dan Fotu going down on the baseline. Burton misses the 3.
It's the 4th time Dan Fotu's tried to take a charge this game, but that one there was actually a flop warning, so he's going to have to be a bit more judicious about how he uses it.
Braden Inga at the scorer's table, ready to check in. Bazant fires it back out to Wilson Frame, who's got 4 to shoot. Right-hand push-up, Jared Wilson Frame getting it done. He's got 9.
On 4 of 7 from the field, but it's so smooth. He looks so under control, never forces anything. gets away with a bit of a grab on Josh Cunningham there. The first one, not the second one.
Inga in for Helu. What do you think this does with Anticevic bringing the ball up?
Well,
it keeps Kendall away from being trapped, but also makes it hard for them to get him involved in the play.
it does. You have to work off the screen there, and it is difficult when a guy's used to having the ball in hand and running everything there. But it also saves him a little bit of juice because the Bulls are up and pressing. And that's tough for a guy with the load he carries back-to-back nights to deal with it. Gets a little bit more time to rest, but they do have to find a way to get it in his hands quickly.
Bazant's doing a good job, and he just dragged that pivot foot. Good defense from Jaden Bazant.
Well, he's trying to argue that he had the pivot foot the whole time, but it looked like it was pretty well static. I guess the drag would be the only key.
Fotu in transition. Just really transitioned, and just everybody walked it up, and he was left alone.
He's just like, oh, we'll just let this guy have one.
Poked away, Ricky McGill.
Another steal from McGill, his third.
And Brian Malloy wants a timeout as the Bulls streak up court and get a bucket, and this is blowing out here. 18 is the lead now for the Franklin Bulls.
Well, it's the field goal percentage for the Sharks. 6 for 22 from the field right now, 2 of 10 from deep, and just 4 of 8 from the free throw line. They're hustling well, they've created extra possessions, but the efficiency just isn't there. The legs aren't there. They have to find a better quality shot in the half court.
We're running regular flow, right?
Kind of confuse the stagnant up top instead of regular flow to get it to the side.
Yeah, we're running regular flow. All right, regular flow. Let's get back to basic stuff doing this and get the ball changed sides of the floor as much as we can. All right, we've got to move the ball out of the first pick and roll. Now with the switching, we can have some quicker screens get out of there, but if the ball sits on one side and we don't continue to re-space to corners and get to proper spots off the ball, we're in trouble. Okay, hey, defensively here, let's go to Blacks. Black, defensively on pick and roll, you got it? Talk up with our captains, here we go.
Sharks, 1, 2, 3.
No Drew Leo Songa Ape as well for the Sharks. No Alex Pledger. Get your team merch with that QR code. Don Carmen Poto keeping the hair under wraps. He's got an ankle injury. About a food poisoning on Friday night as well. DKP telling me pre-game that he would have been good to go for this game, the former Southland Shark player. Speaking with Tyrell Harrison there, you can see just out of frame there, obscured. His wrist is out of the cast. He's got a wrist guard on it. He says it's just nice for it not to be itchy. Now he wants it to be a little bit stronger and get a bit more mobility. So that's good news for the Bulls. They've got some bigs coming back.
Especially the quality that is coming. That is a lot of reinforcement down the stretch when you need it most.
Alex Pledger out also for the Sharks tonight. As Cunningham makes the three, he told me pre-game his diagnosis is that he's old. I was like, thank you for the honesty. Always appreciate it. Bazant to Fotu on the glass. It's the Southland Sharks cleaning that up.
Love that work from Inger coming in out of his cylinder, fighting Fotu to take away that second possession.
Oh, Fotu all over Kendall. And Kendall just drops it down. He wants the contact. And Dan Sokolovsky calls timeout.
Well,
Southland Sharks getting the work done out of that timeout, and Sokolovsky and the Bulls have seen enough.
Look at that move by Jeremy Kendall there. You see a nice job of Fotu staying in front of him, but Kendall's so balanced. When he gets the defender off balance, he can pull up at any point in time, hits that mid-range shot, gets it back to 13, and they've come out extremely aggressive. And Coach Dan Sokolovsky, he's not going to like the effort level coming to that timeout with a big lead. He wants them to put the foot on the neck and finish it off.
15 down to 13 the lead. As high as 18. So they're closing out a little bit stronger on the glass, and then 5:27 to go in the second quarter. Shown a bit more fight, and Coach Sokolovsky has seen enough. He would like his Bulls team to pick it up a little bit more. Jeremy Kendall You don't see Jeremy Kendall being as demonstrative towards the referees unless he feels like he's not getting the fair shake. So it'll be interesting to see how much more usage Jeremy Kendall gets. About 2.5 quarters to go in this game.
He's pretty high usage at the moment. I mean, 9 shots. Nobody else on his team has more than 5 right now, and then Scranton and Tisovic. You know the ball's going to come through his hands, but the thing that I worry about with him not bringing the ball up is his ability to get others involved. Just 2 assists for the Sharks right now on those 8 buckets. He's got one of them. The other goes to Braden Inger. Somebody else has to find a way to get others involved if he's not bringing the ball up court.
Make sure you catch Hoop Heads Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. or on YouTube as well. Also the highlight show Tuesday nights on Sky Sport. Get all the action you want. Some tepid takes and mild opinions on Hoop Heads.
And then there's your opinions, Moles, which are excellent.
That is a lie. I was talking about myself, not you and Justin Nelson.
Sure.
Brantley gets that to go down. Cutting up off the glass, roll. Ricky McGill, he has been active.
Oh, what a pass.
Look to Brantley. Oh, the left-hand finish. Jamal Brantley. Back to back, and then again, just too physical.
Well,
Jeremy Kendall. And Ryan Jones is saying just calm to Dan Sokolowski.
Brantley gets called for the grab. Where it was, to me, it looked like a lot of body work, just not letting him go where he wants to go, which can be on that line of legal or not legal. Technically, you have free reign, but at the same time, those defenders, they're trying to push you off that line.
13 foul in the second quarter. It's tough catch. Oh, Cunningham and Brantley collide.
That's a beautiful touch pass by Cunningham there.
Both go down. Both are back up.
That's a 3rd foul of Brantley now. Sorry, is that his 4th? That's his 4th personal foul.
Oh, yeah, Jamal Brantley, no, it's his 3rd. He makes it count.
I think that should be his 4th personal. They just called his 3rd personal on him. Because he had the foul early. But fortunate for him, it's looking like they're just having him on 3.
That's the 4th team foul.
So that's a couple of quick fouls there. It's going to end his half. 4 points, but solid defense was his main contribution.
Matt Freeman's out there. He's got 2. Here's Burton driving. Puts it up in it.
Gets to a spot, uses the up fake to try and freeze any of the shot blockers out there, of which there are not many for the Bulls right now.
Ricky McGill hasn't missed. He's got 7 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists for the Bulls. Wilson Frame can't get that.
Does all the work. Disappointed in his inability to finish that one.
Also 2 steals for the league's best. Almost affects another one there. And they should credit that because that was all Ricky McGill's on-ball defense.
Well, he's credited with 2 steals, but he's forced at least another one that I've seen that he didn't get attributed straight to himself, and that one there, which is a turnover, but he doesn't get credit for the pressure. He might get credit internally for a deflection if they track those kind of things, which I'm guessing they do, but he is everywhere defensively when he wants to be.
Here's McGill firing it across to Wilson Frame in the corner. Left alone to Wilson Frame. He's got 14. He's 6 for 10, 2 threes.
Yeah, as aggressive as we've seen him shooting the basketball in the Bulls jerseys.
Cunningham on the glass, swatted away by Fotu. Davidson pushing. Wilson Frame to his left. McGill drops it off for the point guard. And Jeremy Kendall got a block there.
Well, the hesitation by McGill. He went up for the first shot pick. That gave Kendall the chance to get back into play.
Burton falling away. Jared Wilson Frame, he got underneath the landing spot of Burton.
If that's on Wilson Frame, he picks up. I think it's on Matt Freeman.
I think it's on Matt Freeman.
That's his 3rd now. And they are quickly running out of bigs.
Sokolowski looks down the bench. He's going small with Jaden Bazan.
We saw the damage that the Sharks did on the offensive glass early in this game. Well, that should be multiplied right now. Dan Fotu, the only real bone marrow on the court for the Franklin Bulls right now. Inger, Cunningham, and Anticevic have to make their presence felt on the glass.
Burden making the second. Southland 6 of 10 from the TAB line. 3 for 11 from downtown, just 32% from the floor. Bazant. Wilson Frame again. They're just leaving him alone, it looks like.
Miscommunications defensively. There's just not enough chatter to keep tabs on those offensive players.
Burton. Bazant with the defense. Fotu with the rebound. Wilson Frame with the ball. Pointing at Fotu. He's got a mismatch. Burton's on him. Burton picks up the personal.
Not a bad foul. Third team foul, so they still have one to give for this last 2:35 before it starts sending the Bulls to the charity stripe. Just 5 free throw attempts for the Bulls. Southland rarely has this kind of advantage on the free throw stripe against the opponent. They are 9th in free throw rate coming into this one.
McGill, 9 on the shot clock. Fotu up high. Davidson gets Inger up and he drives on Anticevic. He goes down, but Fotu on the glass, cleans it all up.
Left-handed tip, controlling it, getting it in afterwards.
Nice look to Cunningham with the power dunk on the baseline.
And the exploratory dribble by Kendall draws Fotu a little bit too high.
Here's McGill off the glass and in one.
And just an explosive couple of possessions there. The back and forth nature of the game that we haven't really seen up to this point. Getting back defensively after the make. Not up to the quality you need. That's a wide open look in transition. First, take a look at the dunk by Cunningham. Well delivered, but then just too easy in transition off a made basket. That was a dunk by a big under the cup. All the other perimeter players should be back in those lanes. You shouldn't see a guard get a catch outside the three-point line and not see any contact with him until he gets to the cup.
McGill misses that. McGill won a lane violation. I respect that. Kendall fires it out. Hello in the corner. Too strong. Anticevic, he stepped out. Bulls ball.
Jared Wilson Frame is talking a nice little game out there to the Southland Sharks.
Shut up.
It was Anticevic, all these complaints.
Yeah.
It was just repeated over and over again.
McGill. Oh, that's nice. Ricky McGill. He's on one at the moment. He's got 11.
On 5 for 6 from the field. 4 rebounds, 7 assists already for Ricky McGill.
He's picking up Kendall. This is a great battle between these two guards.
Halfway down. Kendall has had a couple of those looks, just not quite fall.
4 for 11. He's got 10. McGill again. He's got 13 now. They cannot stop Ricky McGill.
In transition, they are just not finding him. Normally, he's the ball handler. They're giving it to Davidson earlier, and now he's getting that freedom on the wing.
Anticevic off the glass and in. Yeah, Southland, they come into this game defensively poor. Real focus for them. You spoke to Jeremy Kendall pre-game. It was a focus, but 2 games in 2 nights. Just not dialed in defensively. He comes 2-3 zone, but with Anticevic coming up from the baseline. And then it's Jared Wilson Frame with another 3. 17 for him. 3 of 7.
Oh, we're gonna just a whistle blown to wipe some moisture off the ball. This is gonna be another opportunity for the Bulls to get up here and pressure, perhaps force another turnover. Just 34 seconds left. They can get 2 possessions instead of just the 1.
The confidence and energy of Tatui Lewis off the bench for the Bulls.
Tatui Lewis, on top of that confidence and energy, he is shooting extremely well this season.
Extremely well. It's 40% from downtown.
But a 68% effective field goal percentage on the season.
From Tatia Wharekura School. He's a rookie, and he's been great off the bench. They've needed to use all of his youthful exuberance at times. We saw in the Tuatara game as well with Tatui Lewis. Too often he had some open looks, just that being a rookie, not taking those open threes, and he just looks over and Sokolowski says, shoot it.
That was the Sky City timeout that was played there. Nicely done by the Sharks because they got a chance to flip possession and get 2 for 1 instead of the other way around with a quick shot.
Here it is. Anticevic lost the handle, but it comes off a Bull's hand, and so it will stay with Grant Anticevic and the Sharks with 5 on the shot clock.
Yeah. Look for something into Cunningham around the rim here.
Bulls in the bonus as well. Here's Kendall operating with Cunningham. Stepping through, had everyone up in the air. Anticevic on the offensive glass again.
Well, the patience of Kendall gets it up on the rim, but another offensive rebound for Anticevic, number 4.
10 left in the half. McGill holds it up. Falls for a screen. 4 to go. McGill drops it down. Ricky McGill, he's 7 for 8, 15 in the half. And we are done with a half of basketball. Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. And it is a big 23-point lead. The Franklin Bulls up over a lackluster defense of the Southland Sharks. It's been a tough old first half of basketball for Southland as they walk off the floor. Casey, Frank ready with Jared Wilson frame. Casey.
Jared, you guys got off to a really good start in that second quarter. What did you find in transition that started getting you those opportunities?
I mean, that's just our identity, to play really hard. I mean, I think that's what everybody in the league knows about the Bulls, so I think that was just attributing to that. When we get the ball and we see numbers, we're going to go.
And for yourself, the most aggressive I've seen you in a Bulls uniform offensively in the half court. Have you finally found your feet and getting acclimated to what they want you to run?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you know, just getting used to the guys. That's a process when you're professional. These guys are great. I mean, this is a really good team, really strong-minded team, and so just getting myself ingrained into the system and just playing hard every day, showing up.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second half. Got Josh Cunningham coming in. Afterwards, Josh, a bit of a battle out there. The bigs have been able to do a good job on the glass, but can't find enough efficiency offensively. What can you guys do to pick it up?
We just got to get stops on the defensive end. That's where we're really struggling tonight. So we get stops on the defensive end, we'll be fine.
What's the key in transition? They found a lot of success, especially in the last 4 or 5 minutes. What can you do to slow them down there?
We just got to hurry up and get back. We got to play with urgency. We're not playing with urgency right now. We're kind of lackadaisical.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second half.
56-33. We'll be back after the break to break it all down with the stats for you. Welcome back inside the Bulls changing room at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. Dan Sokolowski and his team with 56 at half-time, Casey. They average about 86 in a game on the season, so they are filling it up. And the fans are enjoying themselves. This team has done very well at this point of the season. Another dominant home performance in one half of basketball. And for Southland Sharks and their fans, it hasn't been as high-powered an offense as they'd hoped, and their defense has looked a little shabby at times, and especially when you've got an absolute weapon at the point guard facing a dynamo like Ricky McGill.
Well, he wasn't super aggressive with the ball in hand early, instead finding his teammates, but as the game went on, he found so much comfort in transition and in the half court, continually looking for his teammates with the extra pass, but when the extra pass wasn't there, he took advantage himself. That was one of the more beautiful plays. We saw early the low kick ahead, but when he was getting the ball wide open on the wing with the ability to explode and use his speed at the rim, it was difficult to stop. He's sitting there with 15 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals in the first half.
He's got 15, 7 of 8. My goodness. Jeremy Kendall, conversely, he's 4 of 12. He's got 10 points, just 2 assists. The Sharks only have 3 assists in the half.
Well, the 2 assists is the concerning part. You know, he's leading the scoring. He's not shooting great, but they are putting a lot of pressure on him. But when he's unable to create offense for everyone else, it becomes very difficult for those players to create it on their own. And that second half, as much of a load as he's carrying, he's going to have to try and find a way to get that ball in hand a little bit more to make some decisions for his teammates to create fun.
Stats-wise, you can see the disparity, shooting percentages, but also made field goals, twice as many for the Bulls. Shooting 42% from downtown. Just those 14 assists for the 3 of the Southland Sharks.
It's the quality of look. The Bulls are creating great looks, possession after possession, wide open from the perimeter and looks on the rim. The Sharks, it's covered, it's shot fakes in the mid-range, a lot of defensive pressure, and no good looks that are wide open from the perimeter.
We'll take a break here. We'll come back with the third quarter for you. What do the Sharks have in store out of halftime? The Bulls with a big 23-point lead on their home floor. Blitz, the Bulls mascot, loving a little bit of halftime action, especially when his home team is up. 56-33, Jared Wilson frame. Added from the Rams after they no longer required his services. He's had a massive half of basketball.
And it's the aggressiveness offensively. You heard him talk. It's about being a professional around a good club. 7 of 12 from the field and 3 of 7 from deep. Seen some nice turn of speed with the ball in hand, but at other times it's just the defense not finding him. Look at these wide open looks. Not even enough for the contest, but with a shooter getting his eye in, that's not good enough defensively. Once again, that's the side of the court that's letting the Sharks down.
Wilson frame, 7 of 12.
Whoever has, if it's not
There's 3 of 7 from deep. So 56-33. Southland, offensively, what would you like to see in that second half from them?
Well, I would like to see the ball in Jeremy Kendall's hands a little bit more. Can they create something that gets some guys some wide open looks? Right now, it's 3 shot fakes. Can someone come off a screen, set a really solid screen, and get a shot from the perimeter? Some drag actions, maybe some hammer action on the drive to get that screener open in the opposite corner. But they need to just find some open looks. 33 points. This is one of the most efficient offense in the league, really. You know, when you're looking at points per game and the way they create offensively, and 33 points is well below what they're capable of.
Wilson frame, he played every single second of that first half. Back out there with the starting unit.
Not bad for a mid-season pickup.
Yeah, he's been really nice. They've added him, Matty Freeman as well. Kendall with the ball. Burton. It's off a floater, off the glass and in. Nice from the Sharks.
But I like the away screen. He came up, had a decent look, and then used that shot fake to create a better one. Solid kiss off the glass for 2.
Nice quick move from Fotu. Set the screen, quickly spun, dropped, and gets 2.
And Ricky McGill with a little feint with the ball in hand just froze everybody on the defense.
There it is, Jeremy Kendall with a long 2.
And coming down to the midcourt with the ball in hand with a bit of speed, getting downhill, making that defender think he's going to the cup. Instead, he pulls up from 17.
Fotu up high, fires it into Davidson with Kendall on him. Jeremy Kendall fouls him.
In a determined play, they came out, they wanted to attack Jeremy Kendall in the paint there, and that's probably the best way to wear a guy down and get in him on the offensive end is just really make him work on the defensive end as well. And he's gone to the bench and said, that's my fault, not good enough for me there, but when you're down 21, you can't have too many of those my faults.
It's just his first personal foul, though. But it sends Isaac Davidson to the line. Both these teams are a little bit different from the TOB foul line tonight. Bulls are 5 of 8. The Sharks are 6 of 10.
That is poor.
Okay. I was using a softer language.
Poor is as soft as it gets. I wouldn't say bad.
Pretty weak from you, actually. More, I expected more.
You just wanted to rhyme it.
Kendall. Oh, what a look. What a look to Alonzo Burton. And Alex Pledger joins us now, the big Southland Sharks centre. Pledge, great to have you with the headset on. Thank you very much for your time. How you feeling, buddy? How's the body going?
Yeah, what can I say? Old's probably not a great description, but yeah, just battling a few things at the moment. But yeah, hoping to be back out there as soon as I can.
Well, Alex, unfortunate not to see you out there tonight, but I have enjoyed seeing you out there back in the orange Sharks colors once again. Coming back in, has it been what you've expected? Has it been harder? Has it been easier? Getting your legs back and your lungs back, trying to find that form after a couple of years away.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be pretty difficult after you know, several years away and you know, going through a pretty difficult time. But I've enjoyed every second of it, and and yeah, it's a great group of guys. And yeah, I'm just really excited to be part of it all.
Are you going to be able to just give us what's going on in the timeout from the mic right now while you're sitting behind it?
What would you say? Okay, maybe not. Appreciate your time, Pledge.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Look forward to seeing you out on the floor soon.
Cheers. Thank you.
Hey, on that rescreen, what do you want to do?
60-39. Timeout called. 21 is the lead still. It was 23 at halftime. And it's going to be tough for the Sharks team to get back into this if they cannot get their offense to fire up and get a little bit more dialed in defensively.
Well, they're going to have to create some change in possession. Right now, they've only forced 2 turnovers for the Bulls all night long. But they have done a nice job on the offensive glass, getting second chance opportunities, 9 offensive rebounds there. But if they don't start making the Bulls turn over the ball or miss some long shots so they can ignite some transition breaks, there just isn't enough time in this game for them to make up the difference.
And just in case you aren't aware, Alex Pledge has come back from colorectal cancer as well. He is back in the orange, like Casey said, for the Southland Sharks, and he has been an inspiration for many to see somebody go through what he did and come out the other side and give back to the game that gave him so much. Championed multiple times with the Breakers, played for his country as well in basketball, and it's just been a great story to see him out there getting buckets for the Sharks.
Champion, of course, of the NZNBL with the Waikato at least once. I believe with the Sharks as well. Snuck one in there.
Here's Anticevic going to work. Really needs to get that to drop, and he can't. Isaac Davidson, some stout defense.
Yeah, impressive by Davidson in the post. Starting a much bigger player.
Wilson Frame hits the 3.
Ooh.
And is fouled by Inga.
And gave him the pistols afterwards. Got him in the sights and shot him down. And won the 4-point play on the way if he can hit it from the TAB. And Brandon Inga closes the space here. You see him just overhelped a little bit, gave too much space to Jared Wilson Frame, and didn't see the contact there. I guess they're saying the landing zone. Either way, Jared Wilson Frame is happy to take advantage for an extra point from the TAB.
He is filling it up. 21 now. Sniper from downtown. 8 of 13.
62% overall. He is a hired gun right now in the half court.
Burton got one in the face. Ricky McGill, he's fouling the 3-point shooter at the other end. Maybe it's going to be a little bit of a calm down moment. Ricky McGill has a smile. He's always got a smile on his face.
He knows it. You know when you hit him, and there he tries to get it. You're not allowed to do that. You're actually not allowed.
Just a little boink on the nose. Boink.
He was trying to get away with it, but doesn't in the end. So now, to the line they go. 3 attempts for Zoe Burton. He has been excellent at the free throw stripe across his career. And hits the first 2 from the TAB, desperately needed at this point in the game for the Sharks, who have done well in terms of volume at the free throw line compared to what they normally create.
Burton makes all 3. Wilson Frame driving. He goes down. Jared Wilson Frame, there's no one on this Sharks team who can really hang with him. He puts the ball on the floor like that. Such a threat from downtown. It's Cunningham. Gets it from Sharks. Puts it in.
Well, way to attack the basket on the other end. Tough cover for Brandon Inga on Jared Wilson Frame. A lot of speed there.
Brantley drive into the cup with the left hand.
Well, that's a parade to the cup now. The defense has fallen even shorter of where it was in the first half, and the Bulls taking full advantage.
Kendall, he got fouled on the arm, he reckons. Now he wants to post up with McGill. Burton for 3. That's good. Lonzo Burton just needed those foul shots to get his iron.
Well, Jamal Brantley might have a post advantage here on Burton, though, because of the cross match on the switch.
Or maybe not.
So Burton too strong.
Runs straight to the corner. from the outside. Kendall cutting him. Too strong on that screen.
No, offensive foul on Jeremy Kendall on the wrap, actually. You see, watch the wrap here. He gets the hand on the hand and grabs it. See that there, where he pulls him and tries to get out of it? That probably could have been an illegal screen on Cunningham as well, because he's a bit wide of base there. He had that V action instead of seeing straight up. And the Sharks are dismayed at finding out that foul was actually on Jeremy Kendall.
It's a second. Mikey on baseline camera.
Caught it with the retina solar plexus. No effect on the champ.
Closes the knees at just the right time. Gives us the thumbs up, and Mikey is good to go.
Slight effect, he said.
Absolute rocket fired out of bounds. Kendall, it's been a tough night at the office of Jeremy Kendall. 5 of 14. Miguel. Josh Cunningham just looks at Ryan Jones after he gets smacked in the face. And Tisevich for 3. Now Cunningham goes down. And finally.
Well, everybody's starting to get unhappy on both teams. It's getting a little bit chippy, a little bit more physical. The difference is 21 points, but both teams are playing like it's a bit closer. We'll see underneath there. It comes right into the living room.
See what I mean?
Right there.
Quite the angle.
Mike was open. He could have scored it. Put some effort in.
68-47.
This last 5 minutes of the game here, or the quarter, this is really where the Sharks have to make some inroads. Going into the fourth quarter, still down 20, that's pretty much going to be a wrap. Of course, they've had as big a comeback as anyone this season down in the Bay earlier this year, where Jeremy Kendall had one of the exquisite fourth quarters of recent memory. But that is a lot to ask to happen a couple times in the season.
Davidson's defense has been really good this game, but that is just even better offense from Jeremy Kendall.
Well, you got to pressure him more than that. The hand high is not enough to take Jeremy Kendall out of his look, especially when he gets his footwork down.
Wilson frame for 3. Oh, Jared Wilson frame. 26 now, 10 of 15.
And just no hesitation was setting that up the whole way. Ball, foul on the floor.
Yeah, foul on the floor. Ben Hall went up and Futu came across and smacked him.
We don't want a random screen with the 4. Get us organized. But you say, I'm not being defended by Cunningham.
Coach Stan Sokolowski, he's got some rules. You have got to keep your head on the swivel to be able to follow him.
Isaac Davidson got the hands down. Sokolowski loved the intensity and then couldn't believe it.
Well, you love the way he's pumping up his players, and
it's like a ride at Rainbow's End.
It's up and down and all around.
Sokolowski's swing, you're all over the place. I love it. Riding that emotion. Timeout with Southland. 71-49.
Both teams have found a bit of flow offensively in this quarter, but it's staying out at that 20-point rate. The Sharks are finding it difficult to make inroads. Because as much of the season is gone, they can't string those stops back to back.
Go to Diamond, right? One up. Now, we're in 77. TC, get it to here. Josh first pick, Braden second pick. Now, I want Ben and Zoe to go opposite the ball. Push up, get through. When we roll, give Josh a look on the roll. Get the second pick and Braden will flare. If we can't get Josh in the roll, come back to Braden and then pop it into Josh and you go to work on that block.
11 on the shot clock right here, this possession.
Okay.
Be quick on that cut.
All right, here we go.
Josh, 1, 2, 3.
Coach Guy Malloy staying calm, sticking to the plan, just need to find some level of execution coming out.
Another season of GJ Gardner-Holmes Toihi Basketball Aotearoa. And that starts 12th of July. Sort of Sky Broadband Rapid League before each and every Toihi game. 4 4-minute quarters, bench players only, which is awesome. What a great initiative.
And the big thing about that is the teams that win or lose those Rapid League games, that's going to affect Toihi's team standings in the Toihi. So everything matters.
Oh, great look. Cowie with the runner as the shot clock went down and expired, but it's another empty possession for the Southland Sharks. 4-2 with the ball because it's to Descent. Descent with the drive. All over him.
Forced the turnover back. Josh Cunningham wants the foul, doesn't get it.
Wilson Frame from Freeman.
And with the quick shot, good contest by Cunningham. Now transition opportunity.
Oh, 4-2. Wilson Frame with the ball.
Turnover number 10 for the Sharks.
It's ragged. It's getting ragged.
Contact full out here in the third quarter. These teams put their nose to the grindstone and occasionally through it. The efficiency of offense has taken a bit of a hit in the last 3 or 4 minutes. These things have gotten a little bit handsy.
Tisovic looking to back down. 4-2 stays grounded, and Tisovic just uses the left underneath to go up and put it in.
Local footwork with the step through after the up fake. And the ability to be ambidextrous, so valuable in the low post.
Under 3 to go in the third. Bazant with the ball. Cowie's on him. Matt Freeman for 3. That's good. Matt Freeman knocks it down. His first 3 of the game. The Bulls have 8 of them.
And plenty of time for him out there. Not a bad contest, just not good enough. They can get out of that cylinder and affect that 3.
Age of 16 from deep, shooting 50%. Tisovic. They don't shoot a lot of 3s, the Bulls. Until they've added Wilson Frame and Freeman, and he can hit the long ball. Nice catch. Good help coming over from Helu. And he's picking up the foul there, a little bit too aggressive.
Got Jamal Brantley checking back in the game. Once Dan Fotu hits both free throws. Asked for a 7 moment ago. And Bulls are looking extremely comfortable right now. And we've talked a bit about their pace of play and how they don't push it, but this is a different team we've seen the last 3 or 4 weeks than the team that started the season. And I'm very interested to see what they look like if Tyrell Harrison's able to come back.
It just obviously gives them depth. Don Calman Porto as well, not in this game. And it just gives them, like, they will go 9-10 deep. That's a rarity in the South NBL, the salary cap.
What's interesting about them now is they're so switchy because they've got these guys who are big but can guard guards as well as Matt Freeman. Hits that step back.
Confidence of Matt Freeman to knock that down.
2 shots from the same spot back to back for Freeman, but if that switchiness gets taken away with Harrison in the game, they become bigger, they have a better shot blocker, but the question is, are they going to be able to flip back and forth from those 2 styles when he does return?
Matt Freeman picking up Cowie. Just come back to the 2nd division in Germany, and Matt Freeman getting 2 threes here to come down to the end of the 3rd quarter. Bazant, which is the kick out.
Freeman, the 3.
Feeling it. Left it short.
Oh, and Anticipovic just cannot hold on to it. Already 10 rebounds in the game. That one, unfortunately, slips through the fingers. It's that kind of night for a Southland Sharks team in their 2nd game in less than 24 hours.
Freeman. He comes up for the Wilson frame action with 3 on the shot clock. Jared Freeman knocking down a 3 again. He's got 6 in the game.
And he is nonplussed. He is barely excited.
He's like, this is what Jared Wilson frame does.
This is what I came
talking
here
in
to do.
third person. Came off Jaden Bazant. Still Sharks ball.
Heck of a performance from Wilson Frame, 29 points. When coaching staffs here in Franklin, down in Canterbury, where he started the season, could not have been more effusive in their praise for the type of professional he was and his ability to become acclimated quickly.
Tui Lewis all over. Dead ball on that one is Wilson Frame off the glass. Just a little bit short. Frame made a big rebound. Bazant picks that up, just the 4th team foul. 19.6 to go in the 3rd quarter.
20 seconds left on the shot clock, so if the Sharks don't want it, they don't have to take an early shot. They can take the last one of the quarter. The key is don't turn it over. Make this the last possession.
Hello. Cowie. 7 to shoot. Hello for 3. Freeman with the rebound. And that'll do us in the 3rd quarter. One where the Southland Sharks couldn't really make too much of a dent in this Franklin Bulls lead. They lead 81-53 with 10 minutes to go. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back. Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre. The Franklin Bulls up 28, 81-53 at 3/4 time.
They are on one offensively, shooting 58% as a team, 53% from deep, 10 for 19. 6 of those made by Jared Wilson Frame, 7 for 11 from the line. They're up on the glass, 32-29. But what's most impressive is 19 assists on 32 buckets, sharing the basketball, carrying that load as a collective, and making it extremely difficult for the Southland Sharks team to lock in on one player.
Dan Sokolowski joins us now. What could you possibly want to see improve in this last 10 minutes, Coach?
Everything. That may be amusing to the average fan, to the people at home being up 28, but it is not about the scoreboard. We have a standard we're trying to set, and we're doing random dumb shit. We just happen to be good, making step backs, setting random ball screens. Now we're going to get sloppy and turn the ball over. We're trying not to get satisfied because we have our own standard.
Well, you must have a high standard of sharing the basketball, and you guys have done that so well today. 19 assists on 32 baskets. Coming in, you've got all these weapons. Is it easy to get these guys to look for each other in the half court?
We have the highest quality of people in the league. I have no doubt about that. So unselfishness is not something we really have to force upon these guys. Everybody's bought in, the ball moves, everybody eats and takes high-quality shots.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, Coach. Always appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
And he did complain to me before the game that last week when we did the coach's interview, he couldn't call out the switch to zone because no one else noticed it, and he was talking to us. So I told him, just go ahead and yell at him next time. And he didn't have to do that this time, so I'm glad he's not going to be mad at us next week.
You don't want Dan Sokolowski mad at you. But when he isn't and he praises you, it must be wonderful.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's happy that we just saw there.
Yeah.
So you definitely don't want him mad.
But you love that from a coach where everything, it's still, you just want to, it's always imperfect basketball.
Well, that's the thing, it's the pursuit of perfection. It's not attainable, but you pursue it. Game in, game out. And that's how you reach that next level, is you set those standards and you say, hey, we're at our standards or we're not. It's not about wins or losses. It's not about the ball going in. It's about the process and how we get there. And that is how you take a team from outside the six to into the top four, and you make those steps on your way to winning championships.
You can't win a championship in the middle of June, but you can certainly set a base that you can work from, and this has been a good base. But Jared Wilson-Frank, he has not sat on the bench all game. He's played every single second. As Josh Cunningham misses the second. And got a clock problem as Adamson grabs that rebound.
He checks into the ballgame for the first time tonight, and instant effect in Ben Adamson. He's a bouncy player.
He's getting up in warm-ups.
I'm still
down some reverse dunks.
I would like to see him get an opportunity in a fast break. That would be entertaining. With 9 minutes left and 29 points the difference, we need some entertainment.
This has been a great turnaround for the Franklin Bulls from the last couple of seasons where they just haven't been able to put it together, but they brought in Dan Sokolowski, Breaker's assistant coach, built a roster through into the season and added players, as we talked about, lots of Freeman and Wilson Freeman. They have some weapons. Davidson on the face-up now, backing down here. Turns it over, Kendall. Crosses half court. Tui Lewis out there. And Jeremy Kendall. What can the rookie do? Kendall just hanging and puts it off the glass. Sokolowski doesn't like that, wants to call timeout.
Love that slow step, the way he gets inside. The athleticism to shift speeds down, because that's just as athletic as getting faster. But slowing down, getting to Tui Lewis up in the air before he starts his finishing move, kisses it off the glass. Another 2 for Kendall, up to 16 now.
83-56 has not been Southland's game at all since the middle of the first half of the first quarter, and that's how the ladder will look after tonight's game if the Bulls get this win. Sharks in that 8th spot on the outside looking in. Bulls climbing up, putting pressure on the Rams and the Nuggets for that matter.
The Sharks certainly not out of it. We see the Giants, the Jets in the Airs, even though they're on 4. I got a feeling that 8 might make the 6th spot, especially if these teams at the top, the Rams, the Bulls, the Tuatara, the Nuggets, are able to inflict their will on the teams in the bottom half. That's going to make it possible to sneak in the back door with a less than stellar record.
Those two bottom teams, the Airs and the Jets, will have to win 4 of their last 5 games. Not impossible, but some quality opposition coming up.
That's why it's so imperative to get off to a great start and give yourself a little bit of wiggle room late.
Davidson in the middle, puts it up and in.
Good patience against the zone. The zone never committed to the high post, and Davidson giving him way too much airspace for that mid-range finish.
Cowie off the glass and in.
Tom Cowie with the runner. He's showed some aggression in the last few minutes of the 3rd quarter, and starts off the 4th with a bucket.
Some frame is fouled. He'll go to the line.
looking for point number 30 and 31. See, not a ton of contact there, but he shifts his body well. Nice body control. Once he's able to come through back on the step, search out that contact, get it, and get the whistle. Send the Bulls to the line for attempts number 12 and 13 as a team. Can't hit 30 on the first one.
Big game coming up next round, round 12 for the Bulls Friday night. They'll host the Saints at Bruce Pullman Arena. Looking forward to that game, Casey.
That's going to be a good one. The Saints are playing fantastic offense right now. We're able to deliver another high-octane performance, even without Tohi Smith-Wheeler in this one. This Bulls team is looking like they got the firepower to stay with them.
Tisovic poked away. Ricky McGill with another steal. That's his third. Here's Fotu. Right hand, that drops.
So effective in transition the Bulls have been, especially off the turnover.
The Sharks next round have the Airs, and the following round after that, round 13, they'll host the Bulls. There's Anticipovic and Tatui Lewis battling.
Just let Tatui Lewis get like 3 free shots in as he's trying to foul in that position. He's literally trying to foul. And they're not giving him the call. Anticipovic just has to wear it.
It's Burton. Is it to Cunningham? It's been a big matchup all night long. Josh Cunningham gets the bucket on that one.
Got some good strength. He's down low. He was able to really displace guys straight into the chest of Dan Fotu, who backs up a foot because of that contact.
He and Burton have 14. Kendall has 16 for the Sharks.
Bucket here, puts it a 30-piece.
Fotu saves it. Tatui Lewis had it, gave it to Wilson Frame. Jared Wilson Frame, 32 for him. Timeout, Southland.
Down 30. Coach Guy Malloy is going to reassess. See if he can't make one last push at this. Is off that offensive rebound. Jared Wilson Frame. Beautiful change of direction. With the ball on a string. And that emotion is steady. 32 points on 12 for 19 from the field for Wilson Frame.
I'll tell you what they have done is Grant Anticipovic hasn't grabbed a rebound since the first half, and he's only had 1 bucket. It was 10 and 10 at halftime. Now he's got 12 points and no rebounds in the second half. Wilson Frame has 32. McGill has 17. Fotu has 15. And Matt Freeman has 10.
Well, 9 offensive rebounds at halftime for the Sharks. Well, just on 11 now. That is great use of the time in the changing sheds by the Bulls and concentrating on that rebounding discrepancy, on the ability of the Southland Sharks to stay in the game because of their creating those extra possessions. And the Bulls have completely sniffed that out here in the second half.
90 to 60.
Jared Wilson Frame gets to sit down for the first time tonight. I will say maybe he will not come back in the game. I will say that maybe, definitively maybe.
Bold call from Casey Frank.
Yeah, that is as tepid as it gets.
The game's leading scorer sitting with 6:18 to go. He's cutting them 4 on the shot clock. Up and in over Brantley.
Just steady in the post, taking his time. That double's not going to come. He's got the strength and footwork to create 2 points out of it.
Zant. Here's McGill. Christian Vanol in the game. He's picking up Jeremy Kendall with a deep 3. Jeremy Kendall from deep.
just finds the space. You cannot, for 1 second, let him leave your field of concentration because he will take advantage.
There's Freeman. He's got the guard on him, and Cowie. Miscued the pass to Vano, had it poked away. Southland have it. 5 to go in this game. Burden pull up. McGill has it.
Good look, but they had Jeremy Kendall wide open on the other side in that transition. Went the other way.
Ricky McGill has 19 in the game now. He's got 9 assists and 7 rebounds.
Oh, triple-double watch. We got a chance here. 9 for 11 from the field.
Cowie fires it out. And Anticevic gets the 3.
And finally able to find his second bucket of the second half here.
Desant in the corner. Oh, in and out. He's halfway down. Kendall with the switch. It's Freeman. We've got a foul off the ball. It's going to be Christian Varnell picking up that. Braden Inga comes in for Tom Cowie. Christian Varnell getting some good minutes. Rookie from Rotorua Boys High School.
Couldn't have marched up to Terry Lewis there. He was staying aggressive.
Defense on Jeremy Kendall by the youngster.
And if I'm the Bulls, I'm just making sure that every single second of that 24 clicks off possession after possession.
Arnold.
And the Sharks trying to find some modicum of rhythm at the end of a tough weekend here in Auckland. 09 road trip gonna most likely settle on 2 L's. And a heartbreaking way to lose the game last night.
It is a tough road trip if you're coming to Auckland to play the Tuatara and the Bulls.
Not ideal.
Especially on back-to-backs. Desant had it stripped away.
Oh, that was... looked like it went off Jaden Desant's knee on the strip down. He's happy to keep possession.
Two to shoot. Desant needs to get it up, and there's a shot clock violation.
Just a half tick late. He started that drive, but nothing wrong with using the entirety of the 24-second shot clock at this point in the game. Of 24 points, 2:52 to go. I think he is getting out injury-free.
Braden Inga down by his shins. And another turnover for the Sharks. 13 now. Not a particularly high number of turnovers, but it just hasn't been their night.
And not terribly bad against the team that's first in the league in creating turnovers. They do such a nice job of pressuring those lanes, pressuring ball handlers. As now the Bulls start to clear the bench and get some of the young fellas in.
Zach McKenzie's there. John Anderson in the corner. Young Bulls. Varno with 4. Came up short.
Tuck it underneath for Zach McKenzie.
Zach McKenzie with the rebound.
Right place, right time. It's completely blocked off from the score going in. With the bodies that were supposed to be boxing him out.
And we got a foul on Anderson. The grab on Josh Cunningham. Matt Freeman and the kids out there. Now we really have the youth movement. I believe we have our first preteen in the game for the Bulls. Fresh face. And the Sharks want to call timeout. Noah Campbell from Pukekohe High School, the rookie. Wow.
Get the young fellas in.
Get the locals. Get them excited. You heard the round of applause. 94-68. Guy Malloy and the Sharks want to talk about this last minute, 51 seconds.
Well, and with a minute 51 and down at this point, it's just about creating some kind of momentum, creating some kind of good habits. Things did not go well tonight, but can you finish on a high? Can you build something against the youth movement of the Bulls going in there? And Guy Malloy, you can see he's determined to build something. He's leaving his starters in there till the bitter end, trying to create some kind of momentum going forward.
Round 12 will get underway on Thursday night. It'll be the Rams and the Nuggets going again. Love to see it. Good Franklin Pool and Leisure Center rig right there.
That does not seem pre-planned because his homie next to him was writing it in as the shot was on him. He had the shirt up, writing upside down, not easy to do.
And the Bulls will have the Saints on Friday night. The double hitter, Tuatara and the Giants will then find a stadium in Auckland's North Shore, and the Hawks and the Nuggets will go again. The Jets will host the Saints, and the Airs will host the Sharks on Sunday, and then another Sunday double hitter. And that is round 12 for you. Cunningham knocks down the second. Lewis gives it to Anderson. Tui Lewis is the vet out there for this Bulls team. Anderson, love to see this from Dan Sokolowski, giving his young guys the burn. Going up against the starters of the Southland Sharks.
Good pressure there by McKenzie, forcing Anticevich to pick it up, kick it ahead.
Burton for three. Tui Lewis went down.
And don't forget, these teams play again in a few weeks, so got to keep that in mind as you're marching on to the final end. Countback probably not going to make an appearance between these two matchups as we see the foul on the pass.
June 30th, yep, these two teams will go at it. ILT Stadium Friday night. McKenzie wants the shooting foul. Ryan Jones, lead referee, was no. It was a pass. So we'll be on the baseline.
Correct call.
I'm going to fathom that this song, Darude Sandstorm, was released before any of the Bulls out there were born.
I agree. Zach McKenzie, the old head out here. Do you think they know the name of Darude Sandstorm?
Only through viral social media. TikTok predominantly, I'm going to go with.
TikTok. Has Sandstorm hit TikTok?
Oh, I think Sandstorm's defined TikTok. No, that's not true. Turnover. Kendall with it. Shibano all up on him. McKenzie with the switch. Long arms. McKenzie. Good luck. Oh, wow, great defense. I was about to say good luck to Christian Barno, but he did a great job of cutting him. Dropping it off to McKenzie as Lewis just managed to miss that. Cutting him to Kendall. Gonna pull up for three. Burden. He gets fouled on the offensive putback with 2.6 to go in this game.
Stretch it out. Let's keep this going for a while. 94-73, a 20-point victory possible for the Bulls with a miss by Alonzo Burden.
They led by as much as 30 in this game. Bulls, Burton, this is the first. And Smiles on the bench of the Bulls with the starters. Ricky McGill. His fingerprints all over this game. An assist and 3 rebounds shy of a triple-double.
Sky City player timeout called.
Oh, wonderful. You love to see it. Make the most of this.
This is elite.
We've got nowhere to be.
Elite level pettiness right now.
Get the young bloods out there. Draw up a play, make a call. What's going to happen with 2.6 to go?
Guy Malloy refusing to take his starters out of the game. And Dan Sokolowski telling his young guys to call a timeout and go get another bucket down the other end.
Use that QR code to get yourself part of the 10,000 community tickets. All thanks to Sky City. Here we go. What are the Bulls' young bloods drawn up here? What have they discussed in their 30 seconds? Oh, that's unfortunate. The vets, as Kendall misses the half-court three, break up the party. And that'll do us. It has been one-sided through 3.5 quarters. The Bulls get the win. It's 94-74 over the Sharks, who go 0-2 on their 09 road trip. And the Bulls get another win. They've got a third on the ladder in the Sal's NBL. Powered by Jared Wilson Frames, 32. 12 of 20 from the floor. 6 of 10 from downtown. Ricky McGill, 19, 7 rebounds and 9 assists, 3 steals as well. 15 from Fortu. Freeman came off the bench, had 10. Dominant performance from Sokolowski and his Franklin Bulls team. And they have a really good spirit amongst them. And this is great to see. They are a defined unit. They are powered by a really good fan base here that has been rewarded with a really good season. They come out, support the youngsters, pump it up. In this venue, it is always loud. It's not a big venue, but it is a loud venue. Alonzo Burden is with Casey from the Sharks.
Well, so a tough night. Where do you think you fell short in that second half trying to come back in the game?
I think Franklin did a really good job of being physical from the get-go. Obviously, we played a game last night, and they came in and they were physical with us, took us out of our stuff, and we were just never able to get back from a 20-point deficit. So we've got to go home. It's do or die for us now. We've got to go home, get better at defense, and just move on, flush this one, and see what we can do for the later back end of the season.
Playing a team that you're going to see in a couple weeks' time, and at the end of the game, what are your thought process going through that starting unit still out there? Are you trying to pick up a few things going down the line, or just trying to find a little bit of rhythm going forward?
I think a little bit of both. Also the points differential, right? So this league's so close at the moment, every point counts. So just trying to, like you said, get some rhythm, get some flow, but also just narrow the gap as small as we can. But yeah, it's still a massive gap. Yeah.
Appreciate the time, Zoe. Good luck.
So the Southland Sharks lick their wounds after getting 20 hung on them by the Bulls, 94-74. And they will come up against a tough team next week as well. The Airs, who are desperate to get into the top 6. Head to Taranaki to play them. And for the Bulls, Ricky McGill is with Casey Frank.
Well, Ricky, you guys really put out a tremendous defensive performance that led to a lot of easy offense. How'd it feel out there on the court?
I think we came out good. I think we came out strong. I mean, you know, we took a bad loss last week, and we just came out prepared for this one, and we got the win.
Yeah, a little bit undersized still with Terrell Harrison, not with you guys yet, still recovering from injury. DKP out with food poisoning tonight as well. What does it say about this team, the ability to come down a little bit undersized, but really still put it on them inside?
Hey, man, I just want to say, like, we get down and dirty every day in practice, man. Like, we grind every day. We know we undersized, so we just come strong, come strong, and then just try and get the win.
Is this a birthday celebration as well? Is this your birthday?
Yeah, tomorrow my birthday, yeah.
Well, a birthday highlight, you got some highlights out there as well. To celebrate the birthday going forward, this team defensively has been good, but offensively even better. What do you think the ceiling is on that end of the court?
We just got to just play hard, man. Just come out. We know what we got as an individuals. We know we can play as a team. If we play as a team for 40 minutes, we know what we can do. We can be dangerous.
Appreciate the time. Good luck going forward.
26 tomorrow's Ricky Gill. Casey Frank and Ricky McGill was in his bag at times in this game. He picks and chooses his moments. Predominantly, it's usually in the second half where Ricky McGill steps up and leads this team. But he was all over the place in a good way for this Bulls team. Look at that look there from Brantley with the hands to pick it up. And McGill feeling it. He has been a really nice addition as an import point guard for the Bulls, finding his guys running the floor. Jared Wilson-Frame had a game tonight, 32. He's with Casey.
Well, a big performance, 33 overall. But what I was most impressed by was the aggressiveness which you're playing. We spoke about it at halftime. Can you give us a little bit more about the difference between when you first come to your team as an import and what's it like a few weeks later when you get a little comfortable?
Yeah, just like you said, it's just getting comfortable. Me and Dan have a great relationship, and then I just formed a great relationship with the team too. So over time, your guys get confidence in you, and then you feel more comfortable to just be yourself out there. So I think it's just that kind of coming into form.
What's it been like on this Bulls team who, before you arrived, before Matt Freeman arrived, this was a team that grounded out in the half court. And it looks like the style's changing, a lot more in transition, a lot more looks on the perimeter. Do you feel that change from within the club as well?
Oh, for sure. I think we have more bodies now, you know, more guys who can play at a high level. So I think before they had a smaller rotation, you know, so now having more guys, you have 9, 10 guys who are ready to go at any time. So you guys can play different styles. And we still love to execute in the half court, but when we can, we want to run.
And for yourself, a bit of a strange season. Start off with one club down south, slightly warmer, although a bit wetter since you've been up here up north. What's that like on an import? You know, you have to change midway through. You have to change allegiances, change clubs. Is that a difficult thing for you mentally?
You know, I've been pro for 4 years now, so I think being a pro, when you get into professional basketball, that's something that you get used to. You know, not every guy is fortunate enough to play for the same club their whole career. So there's a lot of movement going on, and so really it's just being a professional.
I appreciate the time. Good luck going forward.
Yeah, Jared Wilson-Frame has been an excellent pickup. He was fantastic tonight. Just can't leave a guy like him with the open looks like he was getting, especially just going to work with a long two off the bounce. And then putting the ball on the floor, mid-range game on point. And Jared Wilson-Frame, 32, 12 of 20 from the field. Jared Wilson-Frame and the Franklin Bulls up to third on the ladder, and he is an absolute weapon. He was coming off the bench, now they've injected him into the starting five, and it worked tonight, Casey.
4 years as a pro. With that level of calmness, he's like a 12-year vet. I mean, he's got a good head on his shoulders, and the Bulls are taking advantage. Take a look at the team stats. All Bulls all the way. Look at the efficiency, 55% overall, 40% from deep. And that's a big change against the Sharks team that normally gets up a lot more shots than the 25. Nice job by the Bulls to equal their three-point rate. The Sharks got to the line, but neither team shot with enough efficiency to really improve things. That 7 rebound advantage and 21 assists for the Bulls. That tells a lot of the story there. Unselfishness and great hustle providing that victory.
So does just the 10 assists for the Sharks as well. Jeremy Kendall averages 9 assists on the season. Here is what's happened in round 11. Is this the final game of round 11? So the Nuggets went down against the Rams at home. The Giants got the win over the Hawks. The Jets and the Airs went at it last night. The Airs came away with that one. Tuatara took care of the Sharks. They went on a 15-0 run with 2.5 to go on the game to close that one out. tough loss tonight against the Bulls, and before this game, the Saints got the win over the Airs, 97-91 on Wellington's waterfront. That was round 11, so this is how the ladder sits now. Bulls up to third, Tuatara and the Rams above them. The Sharks sitting outside that 6, with games quickly evaporating. Just 4 games left for the Sharks team. And here is how it looks for round 12. It all tips off Thursday night, Cal Stadium. The Rams and the Nuggets. Nuggets on a bit of a slide themselves. Then we'll have the Bulls and the Saints. That'll be a juicy game. Pullman Arena, Pukekohe on Friday night. Tuatara and the Giants. And it's a real acid test for the Giants coming up against the league-leading Tuatara. The Hawks and the Nuggets from Pettigrew Green Arena. It has been hard to win at home for the Hawks. The Jets will host the Saints, always a great grudge match. And the Airs will host the Sharks. Sunday night, Sharks need a must-win. The Taranaki Airs with a must-win as well. Jared Wilson Frame getting all the chocolates and all the photos with the kids here at the Franklin Pool and Leisure Centre